Doctor Who, The Farewell. The TARDIS landed aboard an unknown spaceship. The Doctor opened the doors and stepped out. He looked around. "Can we come out yet?" Gillian asked, from inside the TARDIS. "Give me a second," the Doctor said. He looked around and saw a Sontaran standing before him. "Oh shit," said the Doctor. "You are trespassing on our ship, Doctor," the Sontaran said. It was unintentional, the Doctor tried to say, but he was interrupted by a "Silence!" by the grumpy, stubborn and annoying Sontaran. "You are trespassing! Now I will execute you for the glory of the Sontaran Empire!" The Sontaran yelled at the top of his voice very loudly. You really don't have to," the Doctor said, but the Sontaran had already made up his mind. "I will execute you!" The Doctor quickly ran back into the TARDIS, slamming the door shut and setting the TARDIS into motion. "Drat!" the Sontaran yelled, as the TARDIS dematerialised. Doctor Who, The Farewell, written and read by Nick Payne. Inside the TARDIS, the Doctor, John and Gillian laughed. Then John and Gillian went quiet. The Doctor stopped laughing. "What's wrong?" he asked. The two kids looked at the Doctor. "You haven't fallen in love? Romantically, that is." "Oh, God, no!" John and Gillian yelled. "Then what?" the Doctor asked. There was a few minutes of quiet. Finally, the kids decided to speak. "Well, you see, Grandfather," Gillian tried to explain, "is that now we've finished school and had many adventures with you." "Many?" John asked. "It wasn't that many." "What we're trying to say," Gillian continued, "is that we want to go to university." "What?" the Doctor said at the top of his voice. "We want to go to uni," John said loudly so that the Doctor could hear him. "I heard you," the Doctor said. "It's just a surprise. A shock. You know what I mean." The Doctor stopped for a moment and looked at his grandchildren. "Are you sure?" he asked them. "Are you absolutely sure?" "We are," John said firmly. "Yes," Gillian said. "I see," the Doctor said quietly. "Well, maybe you'd both like one last adventure?" he asked, hopefully. John and Gillian both looked at each other, then back to the Doctor. "All right, Grandfather," John said. "One last adventure." "Yes," the Doctor said. "But," Gillian said, "afterwards, we have to go." "Okay," the Doctor said. "I see. If that's what you wish, so be it." He pulls a lever down, and the TARDIS springs into life once again. Meanwhile, the Sontaran, whose name was General Scar, took off his helmet to reveal a potato-headed creature, as Sontarans are usually referred to. This one had a line scar through his left eye, and a circle one with a line through his right. He snarled as he watched the screen of the TARDIS hurtling through time and space at high speed. He turned to an aide, who was still wearing his helmet, and ordered him to "Follow the Doctor!" The Sontaran soldier nodded. He then moved away and set controls for the Sontaran ship to time travel. Scar laughed as the ship followed the TARDIS into the time and space vortex. The TARDIS materialised on a beach. The doors opened, and the Doctor, John and Gillian stepped out. "Nice spot for a final adventure," John said. "So what are we going to do?" "Not sure," the Doctor said. Suddenly there was a loud zap sound effect as a red laser flied past the trio. They looked over to see a group of Sontarans had arrived. They had followed the TARDIS using stolen time travel equipment from fellow Time Lords they had captured. Scar, the leader Sontaran, explained. "Now I shall kill you," Scar said. But Scar had not taken into account that they had absorbed too much Artron energy. The energy burst out of the ship, capturing the Sontarans in the explosion. The Doctor hurried his grandchildren inside the TARDIS quickly before the explosion caught up with them. The TARDIS roared back into life as it dematerialized out of harm's way, as the explosion covered the beach. Inside the TARDIS, the trio laughed. Soon John and Gillian stopped. They looked at the Doctor with sadness. The Doctor sighed. "I know what those faces mean," he said. "I know. It's time for you to go." "Yes," John and Gillian both said. "Very well," the Doctor replied. He landed the TARDIS outside of King's College, Cambridge, 2018. The Doctor opened the doors. "Well, I guess this is goodbye," he said to the children. "Yes," John said. "Goodbye, Grandfather." "Yes," the Doctor said. "Goodbye, John." Gillian. "Goodbye, Grandfather," Gillian said. The grandchildren stepped out of the TARDIS. The Doctor waved to them as they walked away, and they waved back. The Doctor then closed the doors and moved back to the console and activated the controls. John and Gillian watched the TARDIS dematerialize, then resumed their walk to the university. Inside the TARDIS, the Doctor sat down on a chair next to the console, sad. K9 then came up to him. "Well, I'm glad you're still here, K9, the Doctor said. "Of course, Dr. Master," K9 replied. "Isn't this why you built this new mark unit of me? Following Professor Marinus' blueprints plans?" "Well, yes," the Doctor replied. "Besides, I believe I have you, or other mark units of you in the future. Probably I have to check next time I meet up with any of my future selves. I know Fantastic has one of you, or yourself, as in your current model." "Notified, Master," K9 said. They both looked at each other and smiled. "Anyways," the Doctor said. "Onwards." The end.